And we continue our team coverage from the Connecticut city where Aaron Hernandez grew up. 22 News reporter Tashani Whitlow is live in Bristol, Connecticut, retracing the player's early childhood.
22 News knocked on the door of this home behind me, and a woman who was crying answered. She declined to speak with us, but she did confirm that Hernandez did spend time at that home. Take a look at this video that 22 News shot. This powder blue house on Lake Ave is where Aaron Hernandez spent part of his early life. Football became important to him at an early age. Hernandez practiced at the KC football field directly across the street from this home. The skills he developed would take him from this field to Gillette Stadium. And despite his success with the New England Patriots, Hernandez got in trouble off the field, and his career was cut short by his conviction for murdering Odin Lloyd in 2015. People here in his hometown were shocked to hear he'd been found dead in his cell after an apparent suicide.
Thought it was sad. It was too bad he didn't have somebody to talk to, or he didn't have anybody to reach out to, because I've been there myself and people have helped me out and got me through that.
22 News did reach out to the Hernandez family, but they declined to comment. Now, I was told by that woman who answered the door that Hernandez's uncle still resides at that home. Stay with 22 News at 5:30. We'll hear from a man who used to cut Hernandez's hair before his big game. Live in Bristol, Connecticut, Tashani Whitlow, 22 News.
And continuing our live team coverage, we are hearing from people who knew Aaron Hernandez before he played in the NFL. 22 News reporter Tashani Whitlow joins us live from Bristol, Connecticut, after speaking with a man who used to cut Hernandez hair before his big games.
Jose Cartagena of Creative Cuts told 22 News Hernandez was a frequent customer of the barbershop from his high school days playing football all the way up until he was playing in the NFL. Take a look at this video. This is where former New England Patriot Aaron Hernandez came to relax and get his hair cut. According to the barbershop owner, Jose Cartagena, from the time the barbershop opened, Hernandez was a loyal customer. In his early years, the football star would visit the barbershop with his dad and brother. All three men would get their haircuts there. And despite going to the NFL in 2010, Hernandez continued to visit the barbershop of his youth. In 2006, when Hernandez's dad passed away, he asked his barber to give him a haircut that would honor his father's memory.
I do remember one of his big games. I gave him a haircut, and I had carved in #1 dad in the back of his head. That was probably his last year he was playing football.
Cartagena said kids idoled Hernandez, and to them, he was a superstar. Cartagena also told 22 News, despite Hernandez's murder conviction, that he was still someone that community members respected. Live in Bristol, Connecticut, Tashani Whitlow, 22 News.
Football fans across the country, including in Aaron Hernandez's home state of Connecticut, were shocked to hear Aaron had taken his own life. 22 News reporter Tashani Whitlow is live in Bristol, Connecticut, where the former tight end grew up.
People here in Bristol, Connecticut are not only remembering the man, but the player in the jersey. Take a look at this video. You can go anywhere in Bristol, Connecticut, and there isn't one person who is not familiar with Aaron Hernandez. This local star was already a promising athlete in high school. Hernandez was a record-setting football player at Bristol Central High School and was named Connecticut's Gatorade Player of the Year in 2006. He was also named an All-American tight end.
When he got the ball, you know, you don't know what he would do with it. And just unpredictable. Big guy, powerful, fast. He just really lit up the field.
Hernandez still has family in Bristol, and we tried to talk to them, but they declined to comment. Now, that blue house behind us, we were told by a woman that came to the door who was crying that the uncle still resides there. Live in Bristol, Connecticut, Tashani Whitlow, 22 News.